Hey y'all, I am back, ready to review all these Housewives shows. I'm 3 videos behind, but I'm gonna get through this. So I have Potomac to do, I have BET Presents the Encore, and then I have The Real Housewives of New York later tonight. So this is my Potomac review, and yeah, let's get into the episode. So we open this episode with Giselle. She's visiting her gay minion. He's gonna do her hair for her podcast photo shoot with her bestie, Robyn. Now, the podcast they do is called Reasonably Shady. I've not heard it yet. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. Giselle says it's Robyn who's reasonable and herself who is shady. And, I'll agree, but I just can't imagine being entertained just by them two. Because I think I would have loved it if they called it the Green-Eyed Bandits. Like, poke fun at yourselves, and I think that name stuck better than Reasonably Shady. Reasonably Shady just sounds a little generic, that's all. Green-Eyed Bandits, definitely know who that is. But maybe they don't want to use that title because I think one of the other housewives, I think Monique or Karen came up with that for them. So it's kind of weird, like Giselle gets changed and for once she doesn't look like a tacky hot mess, she looks cute. But the hairdresser didn't really do anything to her hair. He just flipped it around a little bit and brushed it, but it looks exactly the same. So I'm not really sure why she said she needed to get her hair done. So Giselle's minion also asked her about, well, what's going on with Jamal? And she said, well, it's not working out. I want someone to be 8 minutes near me. She is blaming the pandemic. No, it's because he's a philandering preacher. And Robyn is just doing her damnedest in her confession to be polite about Giselle's situation with Jamal. Like, we all knew this wasn't going to work out. Giselle says, as of right now, it's a day-by-day thing. Okay. Lord. So Giselle brings up that there's a new girl in the group, Mia, of course. And the first thing she says about her is, well, she got her clit done. Like, damn, is this just gonna follow her throughout the whole season? So yeah, they're just talking about other people's drama because they're not interesting by themselves. But yeah, they're talking about Mia's fight with Wendy and they want to get to know her outside of Wendy and Karen. So then Giselle texts Mia saying that they want to hang out with her and don't invite Karen. Now, personally, I think it was unnecessary for Giselle to say, and don't bring Karen. I don't think she was going to, but the fact that she was trying to dictate like, oh, well, don't bring Karen, that was an assumption on Giselle's part. So I really can't blame the way Mia responded. Like, Mia ain't no punk, and she just letting these ladies know that y'all not gonna dictate who I can and can't hang out with. So then the ladies resume their photo shoot. I'm assuming this is the picture that they decided to go with. So I'm looking through their episodes, and I'm like, well, they're basically just doing hot topics like me and Alex do. So it's their version of Pop Roast. Huh. Anywho, next scene we're with a very pregnant Ashley, and she's going on a dinner date with her creepy husband, Michael Darby. So at dinner, Michael lets Ashley know that he is taking on a new career path, which is producing movies. And it looks like this is Ashley's first time hearing about it. So Ashley thinks it's pretty risky, especially just investing in things when they have another baby on the way. So she's worried about the finances drying up. She's also worried that this new venture might drive a wedge between them. Girl, there's a lot of things besides that that's driving a wedge between y'all. But anyway, she brings up the restaurant that they had together as an example. And I just think it failed because nobody wanted no bland Australian food, especially from creepy ass Michael. So before they could get more into it, Ashley is like getting little cramps in her stomach and they're talking about the baby. But yeah, they put a pin in the conversation because Ashley's feeling uncomfortable, so then they leave the restaurant. So next scene we're with the Grande Dame. She's at her house cooking and she's on FaceTime with her daughter. Lovely conversation, but I don't care, so fast forward. So next scene we're with Boss Mia, and she looks good in this all black number. She's definitely serving executive realness. So she's giving us background on how she's like the regional developer for her 14 locations for her chiropractic business. She says she's the regional developer, and what that means to me is she's just focused on the daily operations of all 14 of her locations. Now, I remember her saying she also is the owner, maybe along with her husband, but you can definitely tell she gets fulfillment from this position. We see that her dedication to the business also creates scheduling conflicts for her time as a mother, and her husband definitely reminds her of this as they have a little back and forth on the phone. Thankfully, it seems like Mia has a patient husband. The way he's saying, well, honey, this is your 3rd time doing this, just alerting you, we're on the same team. But hey, maybe he just knows he's on camera right now. Next scene, we're with Robyn. It looked like she's having an outside fitness activity for her and a couple of the ladies. She's waiting for them to get there, and she's talking to her instructor about like how she gained 14 pounds during the pandemic. She was drinking wine at 8 a.m. in the morning? Lord. And of course, she's talking about how Juan wants her to be up and active. Oof. Juan is fine, of course, but as each episode goes this season, he just seems like he's more of an asshole. So a couple of ladies get there. We have the friend of the show, Escala, I think that's her name, and Wendy. Now, it looks like it's freezing cold outside. They couldn't just get a gym and do this inside? They are really working out in jackets and fur coats. I really want to know how long was this workout. It looked like it was about maybe 20 minutes, maybe. So the fitness instructor just excused herself while they go and talk about gossip. I really just think that was one of Robyn's friends just posed as a fitness instructor. So they're done with their workout. They decide to walk the trail a bit. Robyn gets a call from Candiace. She puts her on speaker. So Candiace let Robyn know that her mom's town home is now sold, and she's having one last party to celebrate her moving out. And it's going to be a pajama jam themed event. Candiace has been in her mom's townhouse for at least 10 years, so it's a little sentimental for her to be moving out. But I'm sure she's glad that people don't have to clown her now about living in her mom's house, which I think isn't a bad thing. Generational wealth is great. I just think because Candiace was such a spoiled brat that people kept bringing it up. Candiace lets Robyn know she invited all the ladies to the pajama jam. Robyn seems less than thrilled about it. I'm guessing because she got that text from Mia. We haven't gotten into that yet. But she does ask her friend Escala what was her take at the pamper party. And Mia is just really on these girls' minds right now. I'm like, geez, maybe because it's just she's so transparent that it's a fault to her. But Escala says she calls Mia Messy Mia because she always finds herself in some mess. Which is the perfect segue because the next scene is Mia and Karen is coming over. Ooh, and Karen is just killing it. Just walks in with this fur and then the Versace. The wig is looking right. Karen is the most improved on this show. She really is. She got them wigs together because them wigs used to be shifty. And then the fashion, she got herself a stylist. I know she has. Why hasn't Giselle followed suit yet? Also, this scene lets me know that Mia and Karen, they were introduced for the show so Karen could bring her on. Because the way Karen comes in, the way she's reacting to her home, this is her very first time in Mia's house. Production just think we stupid. So Mia and Karen are just discussing the events of the pamper party, and Mia feels like they didn't even get a chance to celebrate Ashley because there was so much drama. Karen agrees that they were kind of attacking Mia, and it's probably just because of her and Karen's relationship. So then Karen talks about Giselle again, about how she says she has no friends. Karen says, I do have friends. I'm cool with all the ladies. And, Robyn, she always does Giselle's bidding. And she's always up Giselle's bush. And then Mia brings up that she has her own thing with Robyn now. And it's because of the invite that Giselle sent her. Oh, so as Mia brings it up, we cut back to Robyn explaining to the ladies what happened between her and Mia. Like, all they had to say was, oh, can we just have a one-on-one with you, girl? Like, they made it shady. So we see Mia's response. It says, hi, Giselle. Unless you want to discuss business, there's nothing I have time to talk to you about. Would you like me to connect you with my assistant to pencil you in this week? Damn! Again, all I see this as is Mia telling the ladies, I ain't no punk. Y'all not about to tell me what to do, who to hang out with. And what trips me out is, wasn't the whole reason Wendy got on Mia because she thought she was being fake with Karen and Giselle? Well, I saw that as Mia being a loyal friend to Karen. So of course when Mia sent that message, Giselle's guard dog responded for her. And she said that, oh, I'm taken aback by your rude response. Is this how you act when people try to get to know you? Then Mia responds, I'm talking to Giselle. So she adds Giselle and says, considering my message was directed to you, forgive me if you think I'm being rude. I'm simply being direct. And then there was no response. Like, I think they're making it bigger than what it is. Yeah, it was really curt, but they started out the message shady. What do y'all think? I swear I'm not caping for Mia. I'm just saying that they started out with the shady text. Now, how is Robyn saying that Karen is influencing Mia when Giselle influences every action that you do since season 1? But Karen says she's proud of Mia for standing up for herself, and Mia does not feel bad at all for sending the text message in the first place. So next scene we're with Candiace, and she's going to the studio. She's really serious about recording this album. I'm thinking she's independent, because she said that the deal that she was offered last season, it didn't really go through. But yeah, this is her plot line, I guess. And actually, Candiace just announced her album coming out. It's supposed to be out September 24th. 15 songs. It's 4 interludes, so 11 songs, 35 minutes. Okay, well, I won't be listening, but for those of you that will, y'all let me know how it is. I will say though, she can definitely sing. I saw her on Watch What Happens Live, and she was doing this challenge where she had to sing quotes from Showers of Sunset, and I was like, okay, Candiace. Just from hearing her in the booth, it just sounds like that generic sappy R&B. Also, I just want one scene with Candiace where I'm not bored or I'm playing best fiends. You know, like it's either her with the stepmother angle, don't care. Her in the studio, don't care. Please just film yourself with the other women or your mom, Dorothy. Anyway, next scene we're with Giselle and her daughters. The oldest one is getting her learner's permit, or trying to get a learner's permit. She failed the first time. This is the second time. Unfortunately, she didn't make it this time. I felt really bad for her in this scene because like she knows she's being filmed and no one wants to fail on national TV. Let's just start there, especially a teenage girl. I feel bad for Giselle in this moment. She's being a great mom by just giving her daughter some space and saying, you know, there's always next time. I gotta say, seeing Giselle being motherly in this scene definitely softened her and made her likable. Because in other scenes, she's an evil green-eyed witch. Damn, and the mood is just so awkward in the car. The twins don't know what to do. They're just looking at each other. Giselle's oldest is pissed. And Giselle's just trying not to piss her off even more. So next scene is later in the evening. We're at Candiace's townhouse. Well, her mom's townhouse that just got sold. And we see she's setting up and getting everything ready for the party. And as she's getting ready for the party, we see all the glorious flashbacks of messiness that's going on in that townhouse. From her mom belittling her, her getting into arguments with her husband, as well as that iconic fight with Ashley when she grabbed the butter knife. And she's gonna call this Townhouse Candiace. Candiace, you are definitely the same. I really think all this new Candiace stuff is just happening because Monique is off the show, so she's not rattled anymore. Karen is the first to arrive in these pink silk pajamas that look like off-brand Gucci. Not sure. But Candiace gives her a shot, and Karen is doing her best acting as if she forgot how to take shots of Fireball. I also love how Candiace said in her confessional, Karen, followed by the flashback of Karen taking at least 4 or 5 shots of Fireball. Robyn is the next person to arrive, and Karen is the first person she sees, and she looks less than thrilled. Soon as Robyn sits down, Karen asks her, so when are you and Juan getting married? She said, well, not anytime soon. And Karen's like, well, you can't go to the Justice of the Peace, can't go to the court. She's like, no, she doesn't want to be shortchanged. She wants the wedding that she wants. Oh my God, Karen is so shady in this confessional. She said it took 5 years for her to get Juan to marry her, and now it's like, oh, it's the pandemic, it's the pandemic. Her imitation of Robyn is so shady. I think it's worse than Alex's. But yeah, like, we know that they are not getting married anytime soon. And Karen says she calls bullshit. And now we see Robyn in her questionable confessional look saying that she doesn't give a damn what Karen thinks. And if she wants to have a super spreader event just to prove to everyone that she loves Ray's penis, let her do it. Again with Ray's penis. Please someone direct me to when Karen was tired of Ray's old penis. That's what I want to know. Because they have latched onto that reed and they are not letting go. So Giselle walks in and, you know, immediately Karen, we see her judging her in a confessional saying she came in a psychedelic fake robe. I think this is a real robe, Karen. The robes are only like, what, $600? I think $600 to $800. I think Giselle can afford that. I actually want the black and gold version of this robe. So a sugar daddy or sugar mama out there that want to get it for me, step into my DM. I will not accept it. Wow, so Karen just asked Candiace about Ashley, and Candiace said she forgot to invite Ashley. But lucky for Candiace, it seems that Ashley's going to give birth to her new baby at any minute. So Wendy arrives, and I gotta say, she looks good. She looks really good. Now, instead of doing a candle line, maybe she could have did like a sexy lingerie line or something, because that new body, you need to put that to use, girl. Wow, that doctor gave some really good work. Anybody know the doctor? Because I need some lipo on my underbelly. Ooh, and Wendy is feeling herself, as she should. So everyone is there now except Mia, and of course she's the topic of conversation. They're talking about her rude text, especially Robyn. Wendy's wondering, are we going to be nice to Mia today? Girl, you tell me, is Zen Wen going to be there? Now, Karen defends Mia and says, well, y'all did tell her don't invite Karen. Giselle says we didn't say that. We said come without Karen. Girl, it means the same thing. But now the guest of honor arrives. Last but not least, Mia walks in. Damn, just as soon as she walks in, before she takes her shot, she has to defend herself against all these women now. They are really putting Mia through the ringer. So Mia is defending herself, and she's saying that, yes, what I said came off a little harsh, but I refuse to let anybody dictate or put stipulations on what I do. And she's interrupted by a friend of the show, Escala, who is clearly looking for a moment. She's like, I just have to say, I see some delusion going on, and I just can't be silent anymore. Girl, I don't know you yet, so you need to sit aside instead of trying to butter up the green-eyed bandits, okay? Mia then asks her, how many businesses do you own? Escala says several, but everyone's trying to wonder what's the point of her bringing that up. Mia says, so as a business owner, you have time for people to put stipulations on how you move. And then Robyn yells out, who cares how many businesses anybody has? Robyn's getting a little defensive for no reason. Nobody was addressing her. And again, Robyn is inserting her big, broad shoulders in other people's business. I'm like, geez, why are we coming so hard at her? God, everybody is caping for these green-eyed bandits. Here go Wendy. Oh, when you're in a group of girls, you don't talk to people like that. Okay, so you're going to see how those green-eyed bandits that you're defending is talking about the rumors that your husband is cheating on you. But we'll get to that in later episodes. So right now we have 4 people versus Mia right now, and then Candiace jumps in and interrupts the conversation and moves on to the night being about her party. She's literally standing on her kitchen counter right now. And with that, they proceed to play Prosecco Pong. So the mood in the party changes, everyone looks like they're having fun, and then Mia decides to take Giselle to the side to talk to her. So it looks like Mia's backtracking on what she said to Giselle and said that she herself started out on the wrong foot. And she's giving Giselle, who is an OG, of course, grace. And Mia says she's going to work on her delivery. And Giselle wants to make sure that that never happens again. I'm guessing the new girl just has to kiss the rings of the OGs, I guess. I don't know. So that Prosecco Pong game was a buzz. I didn't see anyone get the ping pong ball in the glass. So they moved to the living room and they decided to play Never Have I Ever. Candiace says, never have I ever gotten my clit done. Oh man, here we go again. What episode are we on? 4, 5, and we're still talking about getting clits done. But Mia is a great sport. I win. And apparently there was some confusion on what Mia meant by getting her clit done. Now, if y'all look at my prior episodes, I just automatically assumed she meant vaginal rejuvenation surgery. But they're thinking oh, well, you actually got your clit done. Now, y'all, I'm a gay man. I just assumed she meant vagina, but apparently the clit and vagina is different. I didn't know that, but I still automatically assumed she just meant she got vaginal rejuvenation surgery. Especially, I figured they knew that when Ashley thought the reason she needed it was because of childbirth. So I'm actually surprised that the ladies thought that she got her actual clitoris done. Ladies, I'm sorry, but I'm a gold star gay. I didn't know stuff like this, but I knew that she meant vaginal rejuvenation. Of course, all the naughty questions that they're asking, Mia is the one that's drinking. Is everyone in this group a prude, or are they just lying? So now Mia's being very candid about the threesome that she had. She said it was with her current husband. It was with another woman. She didn't want to really touch the other woman. She just wanted to watch. Again, all the ladies have looks of judgment on their faces. I do think, and they said this already, that if Ashley was there, it probably would have been a different conversation. I feel like I'm gonna keep saying this, but Mia is definitely transparent to a fault. Like, I wonder what her husband thinks about her being so candid amongst the ladies and all of us watching. I mean, I do appreciate her honesty, but wow, she's very honest. And as they're joking about if Ashley was here, next scene, we see where Ashley is and she's at home and her water just broke. But Ashley is a very good mother, and I thought when your water broke, like everything just stopped. She needed to go to the hospital immediately. But Ashley decides to, make Dean a little lunch, make sure he's prepared for tomorrow. Then she goes to the hospital. So Ashley is talking to the personal camera. It looks like she's having a lot of anxiety, she's crying, and I think it's because it's just becoming more real. Like, oh shit, I have another mouth to feed. Like, this is it. I have 2 kids now. And she's also upset that she can't see her baby Dean for a couple of days as well. So now we're in the car with Michael and Ashley as they're on their way to the hospital. Ashley is saying things like, it's just not computing right now. We're about to have another kid. Well, at this point, you can't have second thoughts, Ashley. So, I mean, you made this bed, now you gotta lay in it. So as Ashley's having more contractions and they're getting closer to the hospital, that is where the episode ends. I'm glad that she's finally having this baby, so then afterwards she can be a part of the mess again. The ladies don't have to walk on eggshells and be polite to her. This episode was okay. I just really wish that the ladies stopped jumping on Mia or just making everything about Mia's transparency. I'm still holding out for some mess between the other ladies because this just being focused on Mia, we can't have this for the rest of the season. So I'm gonna take this with a grain of salt, but they need to get this in motion. I want to see some drama with Ashley, some drama with the new friend of the show, Wendy versus the Green-Eyed Bandits, something. But anywho, y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode. I apologize again for the late release. But like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the encore and Real Housewives of New York City. Bye.